Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Tips from the Top. I am so excited to be bringing back these calls again, and I'm even more excited for you all to hear tonight from one of my very favorite new friends, Darci Grotton. Darci and I met in Maui this year, and it was actually Lanai. We met in Lanai this year, and literally like an instant connection. She is a part of Emily Fennell's team, and Emily just kept saying, "Angie, you have got to meet her because you are the same people." And literally, we just instantly connected, y'all. She is the sweetest spirit. She just has that personality, that aura about her that is just totally life-giving and makes you feel like the most amazing person in the world. And so it is no surprise to me that she is at the top of this company. And I am so excited for her to share a little bit about her story. So just a tiny bit about her. She is a Diamond Ambassador. She is from Maine. And I just recently, actually, within the last 6 months, found out exactly where Maine was in the United States. Very tip-top corner of the eastern part of the United States. But currently, she is traveling the country with her husband and her 2 children all over the United States. So I have been so blessed to have seen her at Super Saturday, and then also to see her at Jewel Training this past week. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Darci. And I'm so super excited, y'all, for you to hear from her.
Thanks, Angie. You're so sweet. Thank you for that kind introduction. While I am telling my story, if anybody has things that's like on their mind, they want advice or tips, or like if there's anything in particular you're wanting from me, please drop some comments in the messenger chat if you know where that is, because I would love to speak on things that you want to know more about. If you're stuck in a certain place, if you're struggling in a certain place, I have tips, but I will gladly, I would love to help if there's specific things you have questions about. So while I'm sharing tonight, feel free to drop those in there and we'll check them. So I'm from Maine. I was a Montessori elementary school teacher, exhausted, totally exhausted. Had just kind of accepted that this was life. And I actually found Plexus because my 7-year-old daughter was struggling with chronic yeast infections, belly aches every time she ate something. And we were just struggling as a family to help her. I'd taken her to doctors. No one had answers. And so finally, I took her to a naturopath in our town. And the naturopath was the one who explained to me that we had killed off all her good bacteria. She had candida yeast in her little intestines, and entered my world into the microbiome. Before that, I had no clue. I actually felt horrible sitting in that meeting that like I had done this to my child. Like I had given her the antibiotics. I knew nothing about probiotics. So anyway, dove into research. A friend reached out about, actually, I saw a friend posting and stalked her page for 4 months. So I'll tell you guys, if you are posting and people maybe aren't liking your stuff, or you don't know if people are out there watching, they're absolutely watching. I would go to Laura's page and stalk her page, read everything I could, try to figure out what she was doing because I didn't want to ask her. So make sure you're kind of educating on all the things, So I would stalk her page, and finally, after like 4 or 5 months of struggling with Nora and doing this naturopath anti-inflammatory diet and being on her supplements and her expensive refrigerated probiotics, I reached out to Laura and said, I think my daughter needs this ProBio 5 that you're talking about on your Facebook page. And she was like, what? I didn't even know you were watching me. You've never commented. Like, no. So we got started. My husband struggled with migraines and allergies. I, like I said, was exhausted. I didn't sleep well. I was super constipated. But really, I wasn't thinking these products were for me or for Chris. I really just thought Probio 5 was all we needed for Nora. And she explained about balanced blood sugar and pink drink and triplex and sold me and had me buy wholesale because we were broke. I told her I would never, ever, ever share this. Never share this. I loved Montessori teaching. I was never on the internet or my phone anyway. I didn't have a big social Facebook following. But we fell in love with the products that month, and I couldn't afford for all three of us to stay on them. So I reached back out and said, so, what are you making sharing this stuff? Like, could you just tell me a little bit about the comp plan? Because Nora is seeing amazing results and Chris hasn't had a migraine all month, and I have energy and I'm sleeping and I'm going to the bathroom every day, and this is just feeling amazing. And so she helped me post and helped me make my list of 20 and do my reach outs. And my family and friends also fell in love with the products. And I realized as a teacher helper, this filled my soul. Like this was wonderful. Like I loved doing it. I loved educating people on the microbiome. I loved those messages of getting them feeling better. And I loved it. It was like something I really could get on board with. So I decided to like dig in and really commit and take it serious. And I had a goal to not go back to teaching the next year. So I dug in, made my list, did my IPA every single night after I got the kids into bed and lesson planned. I was still exhausted. But I was so driven by my goal of wanting to be done teaching that I like raced to senior gold, because Chris said I could leave teaching at senior gold if I could get to Ruby, by the start of the next school year. So I raced to senior gold by May, and then I told him I would be Ruby, right? I would be Ruby, and that didn't happen in July or August or September or October, and I started to get really stressed out. And your head starts filling up with doubt, and all those things happen, right? So that was my really first stuck place in my business. So maybe I should just go back to teaching. I knew what I was doing. I knew how to do that job, and all that negative mindset stuff seeps in. And, I don't even know how to lead people anyway. And you just go down that hole, right? Of like immediately thinking negative thoughts. And my upline was my close friend, was amazing through all of this. And she was like, nope, shut it down. You're fine. You just need to reset your goals, reset your date, get back to work. Like, don't give up. This is your first like bump. This is when it first is like a test of, are you going to dig in or are you going to give up? Because you guys, it is easy to give up in this business. And if you've been, in for a while and you've not given up, I want to applaud you so much, you guys. Like, I'm proud of you for sticking with it, because maybe you're not at the rank you want to be at, but you haven't given up. And that's amazing. Like, this is hard work. It's not hard work. It's easy work. It's big, big growth, because we're getting criticisms from, our closest friends and family often. And we have to really dig in and decide, I'm going to do this. Like, I'm going to grow myself and I'm going to do this. And what I have learned along the way is it is so much about what you believe, what you say to yourself, what you fill your thoughts with. So I was like, nope, you're right, Laura. Like, I'm digging in. I'm going to Ruby. I'm going to get there. And I dug back in and went back to work and believed in myself again. And in November, we went Ruby, which was great, or October, November, I don't know what month it was, but reassured my husband that, we're good. Financially, we're going to be okay. And it really just went on from there. But during those stuck times, I recognized personal growth is a big part of this. So I had to dig in and start reading the books that everyone was recommending, the 5 Levels of Leadership, Go Pro. I made a list of them so I wouldn't forget. Secret Code of Success. How to win friends and influence others. Like, personal growth is a thing. So if people have recommended books to you, like, I now know, and I tell my team, you have to have a book going all the time. And audiobooks are my jam, because I do not have time to read a book. So folding laundry, doing dishes, driving in the car, I have my earbuds in and I'm listening to my audiobooks. That's the only way I get them in. Working out on the treadmill, I have my earbuds in. So, make sure you're getting your personal growth in, because it's big. Journaling, sitting quiet, trying to figure out, if you are stuck, why are you stuck? Because often it is a personal growth issue when we are stuck. It's something that is holding us back that we ourselves have to figure out. It's not our upline's fault. It's not our downline's fault. It really sits with us. And I really had to hear that too, that I couldn't blame anybody but myself. So you really have to dig in. I remember going to my first leaders retreat and hearing the barefoot executive on stage, and she said that so loud and clear: you have no one to blame about you cannot say, oh, but I don't get support from my upline. We all have the same resources, the same YouTube, the same books, same product, same back office. You cannot blame your downline because it's not their job either. Like, if you want it, you have to dig in and recruit and recruit and recruit and do the work and grow. So sorry, went a little sideways. But anyway, Ruby that October, November, we quickly went to senior Ruby in February, and I actually went Emerald at convention with my entire team in my hotel room. We were having our team dinner, and everyone all day had been like asking people. It was the last day of the month. I was getting panicked we weren't going to hit it. We were all in my hotel room. I had just signed up my husband as an ambassador. I waited until Emerald, until I really needed him, signed him up, and we needed like 2 more people, and we were having team, gathering in my hotel room, resetting the computer. And I went Emerald, and everyone was there, and it was such a lovely moment to actually be with my team, because we'd all rallied all day together, and it truly is a team effort, you guys. Like, I can't say you can't blame your downline, but you also need to love on your people and help them reach their goals, because it is a team effort. It's such a team effort, and it's amazing. So went Emerald, and then I got stuck again. I got stuck again for a year and a half at Emerald. Again, just falling back into doubting myself as a leader, that I wasn't deserving of my rank. I didn't know what I was doing. Which is all bologna sandwich mind trash, but it's where I was at, and it really sunk me. It sunk me for a long time, and no one can really pull you out of it until you decide yourself. and again, I dug back into personal growth books. I got a mindset coach who really helped me dig through some stuff. Yeah. So you will get stuck along the way. It's part of the business. So just know there's not all glorious rainbows. There is that self-development growth along the way. And then we went sapphire and diamond quickly after I'd kind of gotten out of my funk. I don't know if anybody has done any comments yet of what they need. So basically, biggest tips and takeaways that I have is always have a book going. Consistency is key. Like, I was a teacher already, so I tell my team too, like, I was into lesson planning on Sunday nights. You have to have a plan. You have to. So Sunday nights, I would pull out my calendar and legit write in 3 to 5 names on every single day of the week. I would just write the names in of who I had to reach out to. And especially when I was working full time, because any nook and cranny I had to shoot a message off, I didn't have to scroll Facebook and get lost in that vortex. I knew my names already. And so Sunday nights, I would spend a half an hour. I would make my plan of, who I was going to reach out to, my 25 people a week. And then, it just happened. Like, and if I missed the day, if Monday I was super busy and I didn't get to my IPA, then Tuesday I was going to reach out to 6 people. By the end of the week, those 25 people were going to be done. And I am very self-driven. I'm a red-blue personality. I'm very self-driven, and I am a people person. But saying that, you guys, when I went to Hawaii, I saw all walks of life. All walks of life. My first year, we did this super cool activity with 4 different personality type owners of the room. And I came back so amped to tell my team, yes, maybe I'm a red-blue. Yes, I am a personal person. And you do not have to be. I am an over talker. I'm an oversharer. That is a fault of mine, and it has stifled me because I talk, and I don't listen as well. And many of you on this call may not be super, super outgoing, but I bet you anything that you're a better listener than I am. I bet you are one of those friends who people know, you're there for them. And that is just as important as someone who can go out and talk at a party and be, overzealous. So the other thing I want to say to you all is you have your strengths for you. I spent so many years comparing myself to, I want to be like her, and I want to be like her, and I want to be like her. And that was until I actually recognized, Darci, you have your own gifts, and you need to tell your team and show your team that they have their own gifts. So know that you are meant exactly the way you were made to be made. You can accomplish anything you want with whatever you've got. You just have to use your strength and recognize you are you, and you're not going to be like Angie or Darci or any of the people you look up to. It's lovely to be inspired, but you're not going to do it like them because you're not like them. So it took me a long time that was back to me trusting in my leadership, to recognizing I have to trust in me. And the minute I started believing you have your leadership ways and your skills to lead your team forward, that's when I had the confidence to do it, was when I recognized, oh, you're Darci, you're not like X, Y, and Z. So know that you have the exact skills you're meant to have to, to do this the way you're going to do it, not like anybody else. The other thing I will tell you, so make a plan and be consistent. I feel like I treated it like I'm getting my master's degree and I had to have my homework done. Like I just, in my mind, like you have a job. You can't expect to not show up paycheck. Like you have to do the reach outs. You have to do the work that's maybe not fun. It sure is fun to check in with your team and see how they're doing and find some cute posts on Facebook. That is not going to grow your business. Hosting events, having sip and sees, having parties at your house, inviting people over, getting out, and maybe you're not super social, but getting out when you're invited to stuff and just talking to people and listening and hearing what they have going on in their world. You do have to be social in this industry. So showing up, being consistent, always doing your IPA and finding new people to reach out to. My husband and I were just talking today in the car, actually, when he was like, well, what are you going to talk about on Angie's call? Because he's very much a part of my business. And he was saying, I would love to do a team call for your team sometime and share that, you've got your inner people, and not all those inner people support you, but you kind of do have your friends, family, and some of them will hop on board. And they're kind of your, well, I wouldn't say easy because my family was tough, but the people that and that are going to support you. And then you kind of have another ring of people that are also kind of people that you maybe know in your life, and they're pretty tight, acquaintances, and they're pretty quick to jump on board too. But it's the outer circle, it's the new contacts that you have to always be growing and flourishing and making new friends on Facebook. And I think where we get stuck in network marketing is we friend these new people on Facebook and immediately are like, oh my gosh, it's so nice to meet you, so nice to be connected. Let me tell you about my new business. And instead, we need to be those people loving and commenting and building a relationship again. It's great to say, I'm so happy we're connected on Facebook. How are you? How's life? How are your kids? Do not mention what you do for months, so that they genuinely feel like you're not just adding them, because that's not where we're at. If we have something they need, it will come up. We'll see it in their Facebook newsfeed. We'll see it as we chat with them and get to know them. Anyway, again, off on a tangent. Angie, I have ADD, if you didn't know that. That's why we're besties. Yeah, I have ADD. So, okay. But anyway, basically, get yourself into habits, IPA, weekly, make a plan. Definitely set goals, because without goals, you're just floating. You have to have a goal. You have to tell your upline your goal. You just have to. And whether you don't meet it that month and it's the next month, you have to know, I want to get to gold. It means I need 20 people. Right now I have 10 people. What does that look like the next 2 months? Who can I help get to silver? You have to have a plan. It can't just be, I'm going to go gold next month. You need to know, what do the numbers look like? And if you're not good at numbers, find somebody in your sideline, sisters, your upline, ask your upline if she's not good with numbers. Who on our team is good with numbers, and lean on your sidelines and help them, make a plan. I'm just going to keep rambling until, I'm sure people have questions, and I feel like that always works better. I did see a couple of chats. Okay. My favorite book. Oh, I don't know how to get back to people's faces. My favorite book was, oh, I just wrote it down and now I've lost it. I'll think of it. Jeez Louise. It's the one by Noah St. John. Angie, did you read it?
I know
The Secret Code of Success.
Secrets. Okay, yes.
The Secret Code of Success was one of my favorites. You're a Badass really helped me as well. You're a Badass. Secret Code of Success. I mean, I think it depends. You mentioned, I think with the chat, I can't remember who asked the question, but to getting over mindset stuff was You're a Badass. Sonia Dudley and Helen McFadden do an amazing book study on YouTube on what to say when you talk to yourself. You can get the book if you want to, but you really can just listen to their 5 weeks of book study. And just Sonia Dudley is incredible on mindset. You know, watch some of her stuff on mindset, but search What to Say When You Talk to Yourself with Sonia Dudley. She's got this great book club, 5 or 6 Zoom calls that really, really helped. I did read the book too, but that really, really helped me. Yeah, Secret Code of Success was one of my favorites, and You're a Badass. Yeah. I just read also, again, I'm blanking on what it was called, The Big Leap. I went to Brooke Hemingway's Align out in California, and she recommended The Big Leap, which was really good. I mean, there's just so many. I could go on forever regarding books. Yeah, you're welcome, Amy.
That's the thing that I feel like I need to get better at, just forcing myself to read.
Yes. Any tips to bring back a runner that has stopped posting? Sorry, my kiddos are getting in the car. Okay, I am almost done. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna talk to you later. I'm in the middle of a call. I dropped my kids off, my husband and my kids off at the outlet stores here in Arizona, and because we're living in an RV and you really have no privacy. And I'm like, go shopping, buy your kids something. I'm gonna do a Zoom call in the car. I think trying to figure out why your runner is not sharing anymore. You know, it really does come down to asking some questions and figuring out why, and having those hard phone conversations, and just listening, you know, to find out where they're at. I think there's a reason, you know, they're stuck or they're fearful or something has happened, you know, belief somewhere has been dropped. Usually it's with ourselves. I mean, I feel like you need to have 4 pillars of belief to work network marketing. I'm sure Angie's mentioned these. You have to believe in the company you're representing. You have to, you know, be in love with Plexus and the integrity that it is and the leaders that we have there. You have to believe in the products, that they work, you know, so that you can share with passion and people will trust you and feel that passion. You have to believe in network marketing in general. You have to be okay with this industry. And I think a lot of people are, you know, fearful of, you know, what are people, that's the biggest one, you guys, it's the biggest one. Are people going to think about me? And, you know, instead you, at some point when I read GoPro and How to Rock Your Network Marketing Company and Millionaire by Halftime, I recognized like, oh, this is a legit industry. People are legit like making money, and smart businessmen are saying network marketing is incredible. Not businessmen, businesswomen as well. Business people are saying this is a legit industry. And you have to believe in yourself. So you do have to have those 4 pillars of belief in order to really be solid and to rock. So regarding the runner, I would imagine somewhere something has happened and there's, you know, a missing belief somewhere, maybe belief that she can't do it, it's taking too long. I don't know. You know, I don't know where she's at. I would love to know a little bit more. Again, you didn't know people are.
So something that Jessica just put on there, I don't know if you can read it. It says, do you think having phone conversations are better than Facebook messages?
Like cold calling work better. So I think anytime you can just set up a time to get together with friends, even just saying like, let's get together and go out to dinner, and not bringing up Plexus, but just being in their presence and loving on them and listening to their issues and going home and taking notes about it, and not bringing it up even that next week, but just knowing in the back of your mind, like, oh gosh, Sarah mentioned she's exhausted and she's chasing after toddlers, and what's her name is struggling with her sex life and her, what, you know, whatever, like, if, or so-and-so's, you know, worried about her, you know, finances, or they want to send their kid to dance or to private karate, but they don't have the funds. Like, anytime you get together and go out to dinner with women, women are talking about their stuff. And you can kind of just take mental notes. I don't ever like in the middle of the conversation, oh my God, you should duplex this with me. Like just take mental notes and know like that's what they were struggling with. And maybe another time if you're hanging out or you call them and or message them, you could say like, hey, it's so much fun at dinner, you know, last month with you. And you've been on my heart. I can't seem to get you off my mind. And I love voice messages, like voice, when you can hold the messenger down and do voice messages, you know, this may or might be for you. I love that. This may or might not be for you, but it has just blessed my family in so many ways. And, you know, would you be open if I just sent you some info? You know, I think anytime you can just have real life conversation with people is always better than catching up over Messenger. Hopefully that helps.
I totally agree with that too. And I also like love voice messaging because they can hear you. They can hear the passion in your voice. And I just think it feels more personal. And I also think the same thing. Anytime you could be with someone in person or get on the phone and get out behind Messenger, you know, I think is really key. Because just remembering that we are in a relationship business and it's all about building relationships and being genuine with people. And something that I really love that you shared, I love that you talked about on Sundays or y'all, whatever day is good for you that you have time. I mean, I even do it sitting down watching TV. But I love that you talked about, I wonder if I froze my picture. I love that you talked about planning out your week. And more specifically, I love that you talked about writing down like the 3 people that you are going to reach out to. So are the 3 to 5 people Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it's essentially you're planning out who you're going to be talking to. And then it takes the stress level, the like, oh my gosh, who am I going to talk to today? Like, but really thinking about and praying over like, okay, these are the names that I'm going to talk to this week and just planning it out. I absolutely loved that. And I know that I did that a long time ago. And you reminded me that I need to do that. And something else that I love that you talked about is and it's something that actually spoke to me at Jewel 2.0 or Jewel training was living in your strengths and really embracing your strengths, because I feel like in this industry, really just as women, as human beings, that we get so caught up in, oh my gosh, what's Darci doing? What's Lisa doing? What's Christian? Like watching to our left and to our right and forgetting that like God gave us there is nobody else like Darci or Angie or Charlene. There's no one else like you. And you got to learn how to live in your strengths. So if you're not sure what your strengths are, I will say that I recently took the it's Strength Finders test. And there's a book on that. And I highly recommend get to know what your strengths are. That is something that really spoke to me this past week is knowing that.
Yeah, I'm going to show you guys. This is what I always use. I'm going to show them to you. They're called Ruby Sheets. Angie, have you seen them before? So legit, you guys, I travel with my white binder and my planner. See it everywhere I go. This planner is also absolutely incredible. It's called, I think, Possibility. No, it's not the Possibility Planner. What the heck is it called? I'll find out the name for you. But it has, I love a calendar that has a whole month layout. So it has a month layout, and then it has action steps you're going to take. It has your intentions, desired goals this month. But then every day of the week is every hour, so you can legit write in like exactly what you're doing, like when you're scheduling your IPA, when you're scheduling your workouts, when you're scheduling family time, when you're scheduling whatever, a point. Like, I just love it because it's just got but anyway, the Ruby sheet, sorry, I also carry around a white binder, and I made up a checklist So I use these Ruby sheets still to this day. I absolutely love them. I don't know if I have a blank one in here. Oh yeah, here's a blank one. Can you see? It has the things you should be doing every single day. So it has, I can't read it upside down, but I think it has 10 minutes of personal growth at the top. So you write in whatever book you're reading, whatever, you know, podcast you're listening to, your 5 new reach outs. And if 5 is too much for you and that overwhelms you, do 3. I tell my team, little bit is better than nothing. So your new reach out, so that's somebody you've never talked to Plexus about before, or maybe it's just reconnecting with someone and building a new relationship that you haven't yet. Your follow-ups with potentials, that might be somebody from a few days ago. And that's why I love having my binder, because I can flip back to last week and be like, oh yeah. And I know some of you are probably using Dough. I'm just not a techie person. I am a hands-on paper pencil girl. So if you're using Dough, more power to you. But your follow-up, then 2, checking in with a current customer or ambassador that's getting going on the products. You want to love on your people, make sure you're checking in. And then your social media posts. And I sometimes jot in there, it was about, you know, wellness, or it was about a product, or it was a testimony, or it was a business tip, or a inspirational post, or just so I can also look back and see, like, are my posts balanced? What am I posting about? So I love them. It goes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday are on the back. And it just helps me really know. And then at the bottom of mine, the big white space in the bottom, and I can send you this link. Yeah. At the bottom of mine, I write in any new Facebook or Instagram contacts that I made that week. So I also can remember, oh yeah, who did I friend? Who do I need to start building relationships with? You know, when they recommend, like, you might know this person, like, friend them, you guys, like, expand your network and start commenting and liking. It's not weird. Like, if it looks like someone you would relate to, I kind of go to their page a little bit, look at maybe who they are. A couple girls, I sometimes even look up people that are named Darci and just friend them. Like, oh my gosh, we have the same name. I was whatever. Or honestly, I have you guys also friended people, like somebody, and I'll message them and say, oh my gosh, I was looking up my friend Maria, and I was looking for her on Facebook, and I came across your Maria also, and you look super cute and friendly, so I decided to friend you too. I mean, you can be totally cheesy. Like, they're either gonna not accept your friends list, or they are. And if they're super cute and fun and like they're meant to be in your world, they're meant to be in your world. So just keep adding new people all the time. And if Instagram scares you, just stick to Facebook, you guys. Facebook still, I know Instagram's the way to go, but if it overwhelms you, don't be overwhelmed. Like, grow some of your Facebook until you're ready to launch into Instagram. So, you know, just keep spreading your network. Yeah, so hopefully that helps.
Yes, that was super amazing. And if you could send me that Ruby sheet, then I will make sure to share that all with you, because I did that in the beginning. I'm the same as you, Darci. I am a pen and paper person. I'm not really, I work more effectively that way. So I absolutely love that.
And and the other, oh, it's getting so dark in here. I'm in a Jeep and it has no light. Yeah, my husband's Jeep. The other document that I 100% love, if I can use the radio light. No, I really can't. Is a checklist for all my new ambassadors. I put their names on the side, and across the top I have, did you send the welcome email? Did you add them to the team page? Did you send a thank you card? Did you check in week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4? Did you check about the next product order? I'll send you that one too, because that helps my team stay like consistent with, like, oh my God, what do I do with a new person? This is what you do. It's right here, and you can keep track of them. You know the date they started, and you can love on them better. So I'll send you both of those, because those have been game changers for my team.
Yes, I actually would love that new ambassador one for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I'm sitting in the dark.
No.
It was so nice to be invited to meet you guys and be part of your team call.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing with us. I know they all love you just as much as I do. You are just like life to me. You fill my heart with so much joy, and I am so incredibly grateful that I gave you a Zerber on.
Well, I am so glad that you served it in my face too. I love you, girl. I hope I'll meet some of you guys at convention in Nashville. Get to Nashville. Make it work. You can do it. And come see, if you see me, say hi. Please, please, please. I'm a hugger. Don't be afraid if I hug you. And I will see you guys later.
Yes, thank you so much, Darci. Have a good night.
Oh, one last thing, Jessica, one last thing. I'm so sorry. You can pull up your own Facebook Messenger and practice voice messaging on your own messenger. So like I will pull up Darci Grotton and I will practice and mess up and practice and mess up. And then you can forward that voice memo on to your friend or your potential. So that's great. I don't know if Jessica's still on here. She hopped off, but let her know, Angie, that she can practice herself, because that was a game changer when I knew I could practice on my own messenger.
Yes, that's what I like to do too. And another reason why I like to do that is because then it's all like my own messenger. And sometimes after I record it, like I'll put triplex message or whatever, you know,
Yes.
above, so that I'll go back through and then I already have that message saved to send to somebody else.
Yes, and you can hear what you said and like
a little journal so that I can use it again.
Yep, 100%.
So,
all right, I love you, girl. I'll talk to you soon.
For sharing your time with us.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, you too. Bye.